Let's talk about the top 5 edge rushers in the 2026 NFL draft. I'm Cody Carpentier with the Draft Ranking Show, and we're here to talk about edge rushers, defensive ends in the 2026 class. I appreciate y'all for tapping and locking in every single day of the week, whether it's Monday or Wednesday with myself and Maddie in the longer form, or if it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday in the short form, sub 10-minute shows that you're listening to right now. We talk about a bevy of things on a daily basis. I appreciate y'all for locking in. Please click that like button. Please click subscribe. And if you're on specifically Spotify, please leave a 5-star review because somebody gave us a 1-star. Don't know why. And it tilted our number down quite a bit. So please drop a 5-star if you're on Spotify. And remember that you get this show 5 days a week on the Draft Rankings Show Network on podcast. All right. Edge rushers. I'm going to just say this off the top. This class is, again, loaded just like last year. Last year, in the first 3 rounds, there was 14 edge rushers taken. Started off with Abdul Carter, Mykel Williams, Shamar Stewart, James Pierce, all in the first round. And it finished all the way down in the third with Josiah Stewart, Jordan Birch, and Savion Jones, to name a few of the guys that made it through, including some early, guys that had output in the NFL and had snaps in 2025, including Baron Sorrell with the Green Bay Packers. The year before, there was 9 guys taken in the first 3 rounds. In 2023, there was 11. In 2022, there was 10. This year, at this current stage, which is, again, early February, I have 12 edge rushers with third-round or better grades, 5 in the first round. So all 5 that we're going to mention here today, specifically, I have first-round grades on. I'll give you some honorable mentions that are just outside that top 5, but the top 5 all first-round graded players. The honorable mentions, I'll say, I'm a little bit lower than consensus on Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, 6'2", 248-pound edge rusher. R. Mason Thomas. I like R. Mason Thomas quite a bit, but again, 6'2", 249 pounds. Got him for a second-round grade. Compared him to Hassan Reddick from Temple, which is a good thing. Hassan Reddick's been a stud. He's lasted in the league for almost 10 years. Romello Height, I listed Romello Height. He's a my guy. He's one of the guys that I really enjoy watching. Very high cut, comparable to Andrew Van Ginkel from the Minnesota Vikings. 6'2" and some change, 234 pounds. Some decent length. Decent, not great, but decent length. More than anything, he's high cut, and he's got, I think, what projects to be a very good pass rush body in the NFL. Another honorable mention is Akeem Mesidor. I'm lower on Akeem Mesidor than the consensus, and that's not taking into account the age. I guess it gets lumped in. I like Mesidor. He's the highest graded of the non-first round guys for me. Compared him to Derek Barnett from Tennessee, 6'3", 265. This guy's got a motor, just like his partner Ruben Bain does at Miami. But he does not make the top 5 for me. We'll start out at number 5. Zion Young from Missouri, 6'5" and 2/8, 262 pounds, 33.5-inch arms. Compared him to Josh Hines Allen from Kentucky. In 2025, Zion Young at Missouri had 57 total pressures, 8 sacks, 17 quarterback hits. That's 6 more pressures in one season than he had in the previous 2 seasons combined. Keldrick Falk comes in at number 4. He's more of your traditional 3-4 defensive end, much bigger, 6'6", 288 pounds. He's a massive player, is Keldrick Falk. If you remember Logan Hall coming out of Houston a couple of years ago, that is the guy that I compared him to. Only 30 pressures in 2025, which was down 15 pressures from the year before at Auburn. Just 2 sacks, which was down from 9. He's not getting a lot of the conversation right now. He's kind of pulled back. He was at the beginning of the season viewed as a top 12, top 15 pick. I think he's still going to end up in that category. Number 3, Ruben Bain, the edge from Miami. Again, he's kind of a tweener. You're hearing some NFL teams talk about him as a defensive tackle, some as a stand-up edge. I kind of put him in the similar boat to Falk. He's a lot shorter than Falk, but I think he can play that 3-4 traditional end spot, 6'3", 270. Remember Brandon Graham from the Philadelphia Eagles and coming from Michigan is the guy that I kind of compare him to out of Miami. He's always the one when you're watching the two, Mesidor and Bain. Bain's the one with the massive, I guess you'd say, elbow brace that he's been wearing the last year. One of the highest graded pass rushers in college football, according to PFF. 83 pressures in 2025 playing for the Miami Hurricanes, that runner up to the Indiana Hoosiers in the national championship this year. Again, almost. So the 2 years before that, he ended up with 73 pressures. This year, he had 83 alone, 12 sacks in total. And I wouldn't say getting after the quarterback is his number one trait. I think he's an overall good player. I wish his size wasn't in this tweener conversation, because I think he'd be much, if Bain was the size of Falk, or if Bain was maybe 20 pounds lighter, I think we'd be having an entirely different conversation about what he could be and what he is. But he's not. He's 6'3", 270. He's put himself kind of in a little bit of a tweener box. My number 2 edge had a big week at the Senior Bowl, not a big season at Clemson, half the sacks in 2025 as he had in 2024. 6 sacks, 23, 12, and 24, and 6 this year. 41 pressures, which was down 10 from 2024. That's TJ Parker, the 6'3", 5'8", and 263-pound edge rusher, 33 and some change on the arm length. Not the top end, but again, it's similar to Zion Young, longer than Romello height. It's good enough at the edge position. TJ Parker comes in at number 2, best comparable to Whitney Merciless from Illinois. He's got a higher first-round grade than anybody else. Outside of number 1, the David Bailey. I kind of like Parker more, but Bailey just edged him out by a couple of millipoints, I'll call it. His comp is Shaquille Barrett coming out of Colorado State. Shaquille Barrett in Tampa, a sack leader in the NFL, 6'3", 250 pounds. David Bailey is a pass rush pro. That's what he is. He had 39 pressures last year at Stanford. He goes to Texas Tech, doubles down on what that output looked like from a statistical grades perspective, doubled the sacks, went from 7 to 15, went from 39 pressures to 81 pressures in 2025. So that's the top 5. Zion Young at 5, Keldrick Falk at 4, Ruben Bain at 3, TJ Parker at 2, and David Bailey is your number 1 edge rusher in the 2026 NFL Draft heading into the NFL Combine. Click that like button, click subscribe. I appreciate y'all for locking in here on the YouTube channel and on podcast. I'll see you on Monday.